Bonjour, bonjour, and welcome to Travels Around My Heart, the time that I take to dig into the emotions of what travel brings to us. So last time I spoke about fear, and today I'm going to speak about connection. I'm continuing my journey into interviewing several women about their challenges as solo women travelers. And I'm getting lots of different tips that I really wanted to share with you. So, today, I want to concentrate on connecting with other travelers. And tomorrow, I'll do something on connecting with local people because it's something that I do very easily. And I've been asked a lot of questions around that. So I really want to share that with you. So let's focus on connecting with other travelers. So I want to share 5 tips that I have used or that I have learned from other women. First one, which seems to be the most obvious one, which is to really connect with other women on Facebook travel groups. So you have adventure travel groups, you have women travel groups, and you also have now, with what's happening around us, Black women traveling groups. Which is great news for everyone. So the second tip that I want to share is Facebook expat community pages. So when I went to Bali, that's what I researched because I needed accommodation. And for example, in Bali, you don't really, especially if you go there for at least a week or 2 weeks, it's a bit silly to stay in a hotel. It's much better to stay in a villa because you can rent a really nice villa with staff because that's the way that it's packaged for a very affordable price. If you want to go to the local market and kind of have a more interesting experience. So if you're staying in the same place, there is, for example, a Facebook group. I've got my little notes here. That is called Bali Housing and Accommodation. Then you have Bali Expat Community. Then you have, for example, a page for French people in Bali, which is called Les Francophones à Bali. Or you have also Bali Women in Business that is run by one of my friends who is from Scotland. And it's very easy to actually get into these Facebook pages and research as well where are the great places to meet people. But that's always what I do when I go somewhere. So for example, that's another thing that I used when I went to Timor-Leste and I was looking for accommodation because I was going to stay there for work. Tip number 3, choose your accommodation carefully to meet other travelers. So that's for example, my choice of accommodation, which I will discuss tomorrow, is completely different because I have actually very little interest in meeting other travelers when I go abroad. But when you start traveling, you might be much more comfortable meeting other people. So the best place, of course, is to choose a hostel. Not a hotel because they're a bit cold, but a hostel. So there are several tips that I'd like to share about how you choose a hostel, especially as a woman. First of all, you want to make sure that you've checked all the reviews to see if there are lots of women staying in that hostel. And you also want to make sure that you're staying in a dorm room that is girl only. I think that when you become older, in your 50s, like me, you kind of think it doesn't matter if you go in a mixed dorm because men are not going to get interested anyway. But when you are a younger woman, I would really seriously advise you to not stay in a mixed dorm because you never know what can happen, and I've heard some horror stories. And also, when you stay in a girls' dorm, you can then go out with the girls in the evening, and you know you're going to have people to come back with the hostel. So it works really, really well. The other tip about the hostel is to choose a hostel with a bar, because it is really easy to start making friends with the barman or the barmaid. and to then start talking with people at the bar. It's a really great little strategy to meet people more easily. So a bar and a kitchen. If you're not into drinking in the evening, then if there is a kitchen, you can always go and ask people. So the thing is, you need to kind of strategize what you can do, of how you can open a conversation. Yes. So one of the great the great strategies for more introvert, shyer women, because I interviewed quite a few, is to have this thing, is to observe what's going on around you. So, for example, I talked to a young woman from Poland, and she was seeing that a group of blokes was drinking Polish beer, and she's very shy. So when she saw that it was her entry into the conversations. She went to see them, and she said, "Oh, I'm from Poland. You're drinking, Polish beer. Can I join you?" So these are just little things, like you're in the kitchen, and you need some salt, or you need some pepper, or you need something. Everyone will always be there to help you. So it's a great conversation starter, and it's not something that's, it's not something that's intimate or personal, and you can start exchanging your stories. So for actually the shyer and the more introvert, there are two ways you can see things, actually. So sorry, I'll rewind a bit. Either you're extrovert and you don't have a problem going to see people and talking to them. That's brilliant, great. If you are not that comfortable, then get this little strategy. And I know that you might be thinking that, oh, that's okay, I will listen to serendipity, that's the word, and I will see what happens. And if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen, and I'm not going to meet people, and I'll just go back to my room and I'll read a book. That is nice. But you know what? You can do that at home. So if you really want to make the most of your travel, the one thing that you need to do is get over yourself. Every single introvert girl that I have, or lady or woman that I have talked to, has told me how they just reached a point where they were so bored or so upset with not meeting people, that they had to reach that point to take action. And you don't need to wait that long to actually go and meet people and speak to people. To have a different mindset and to wake up in the morning and say, okay, how am I going to show up today as a traveler? And to say, I'm going to show up as curious, adventurous, and talkative. And you repeat that to yourself the whole day. It really, really, really helps. So you see an opportunity and you jump on it. And the other thing that I would love to really make the introvert think about: how many people are missing on not meeting you? Not how many people you're missing on meeting, but how many people are missing on not meeting you? Because I'm sure you're a really interesting woman, and you can imagine all these people that are not talking to you and could learn something that's fascinating about the world that you have seen. So think about that. For the more extrovert women, I still know that a lot of you might feel intimidated, because I have felt intimidated on the basis of my age, for example. I might be surrounded by loads of group of young people and feel inadequate or feel that it's not my place. Yes, despite being extrovert. Or, and I've heard that from a couple of women that I interviewed, which was a very interesting point. So thank you for that. You might be a single woman and you're surrounded by couples. And then you decide to go and speak to those couples. And the ladies in the couples see you as a threat. And are very protective and possessive of their darling husbands. So I would it is a call out to married women. We are not a threat. We are just, and I'm saying we because, I'm single. we just want to spend a nice evening. And I find it really interesting that actually women who travel on their own, many of them fear more the fact that they need to go and approach a group of other women, that they might fear approaching a group of blokes that look like they're having a good time. That was a very interesting thing also that I heard, because women think, ooh, a bunch of men, romanticism might be in the air, I might have a nice little time. So I get that, and that's very true. But there are also, lots of women to discover out there, and we shouldn't be afraid of approaching a group of other women just because they also seem to be very gelled, and then we don't know, if we're going to be able to integrate that group. So it is really about, okay, breathe in and breathe out, and just walk, because it just takes one step and another step and another step to go to that group. I heard one of the ladies that I interviewed shared with me that she went from pub to pub and opened the door and look, can I come in? And didn't feel it. And then went to another and went to another until she got to the right one. And sometimes we just, as I said, need to get over ourselves and just go to the pub and at least enter it, or go to that cafe, or go to that restaurant and see what happens. I have been known to look around, and if I felt especially lonely, I would just do a beeline to the most interesting person in the room that was alone as well. So it could have been a man, or it could have been a woman, someone who is dressed interestingly, someone who is reading a book that I like, which will be another conversation starter, or someone who is eating something that I like. And you know how you're next to someone and then you're looking at the menu and someone's eating something that you like, and you just kind of like, can you tell me about that dish? I do that all the time. So I hope that has been helpful and hopeful for some. And please, if you've got other tips, can you please share them with other ladies? Thank you, and have a lovely day. Bye-bye.